Hi guys and girls, today we are going to explain about the ETL process. The ETL process is used to extract, transform and load data. Before starting with the ETL process, the first thing we will do will be to raise the MySQL database service for this in our PC. We will look for the sham tool and activate it. Followed by this to manage it, we will open our SQL tool. Once the tool is open, what we will do is create a new database. For this, we will choose the root at localhost option. We will left click and there we will select the create database option. It will launch a window in which we will place the name of our database and we will click on create. For this case, it will be called school underscore bdd. Now what we will do will be to create our table with our attributes. For this, we will use the instruction. Create table teacher, we open parentheses and we place semicolon at the end. Inside the parentheses, we will begin to create the attributes. The first attribute that we will create will be the ID TEI that will be of type integer. It will have an auto increment and will be the primary key of the table. We place a comma and followed by this we will create the attribute first underscore name underscore TEI that will be of type varchar. Followed by this we will create the attribute last name underscore TEI that will also be varchar. We will also place the attribute email underscore team that will be of type varchar. We place the comma. And lastly, we create the attribute that underscore contract underscore team that will be of type date. We select the introduction and we execute it as everything is correct or first table has been created. If we want to check, what we will do is to refresh the database. We select our database, we deploy the auction tables, and there we observe where we select our database, we deploy the option tables, and there we observe a simple table with its attributes. Now that we have created the database, we can apply the ETL methodology. The first thing we will do is to extract data. For this, we will look for the Mokaroo tool in our browser. This is a tool that is used to generate fictitious data. We will open the tool and observe that it already has some pre-implemented data. For this example, the attributes that we need are the name of the teacher that in our database is as first underscore name underscore TEA. And we will choose the type of data that we need. For this case, we will look for first name and we select it. Now, in the following attribute, what we will do is to place last underscore name underscore team. And in the same way, we will look for a type of data that is similar to the one that we need. We will place last name and we will find the data type last name. And now we will continue with the MLT and we will look for the data type email and we select it. Finally, final, we will place the attribute that underscore contract underscore team and we will look for the data type that we select it. And now we choose the period of days that we want to be generated. We enter the amount of data that we need that for this case are 1000. The format of the file to download, we will select it in say CSV. We will press on preview to have a preview of how the data will be and final we will press generate date. we will download a file in CSV, which we will open and we will save it in Excel format. To be able to use it a better way, unsave it and open it the file, we will have finished with the extraction process and we will begin with the transformation process. For this, we will select all the data, select the data tab, the option test in columns. We will verify that the delimited option is selected and press next. Now we will choose how we want to separate our data. For this, we will select the comma option and the other option in which we will place the slash symbol which separates the date signs. The format that the Mucaro toolkit uses in month, day, year, and the one that MySQL accepts is year, month, day. So we'll have to convert the date to the correct format in the same way we observe the proof of the data will be we press in next and finally in finalists and we observe that now our data are separated in different columns. Now to be able to transform the date to the correct format, the first thing we will do is to place a header with the format that we are going to use. Following by selecting the enter column, right click on int and choose the cell format option. Look for the data type, select it and choose the format year month date. Click on accept and the cell format has been configured. Now with the help of the concat function of Excel, what we will do is to join all the data of the day that we need. For this we place the equal sign followed the equal the equal sign followed by the word concat. We open parentheses and inside this we select the cell F2 that will be the year, then we place the semicolon sig. We open quotation marks and inside this we place the middle dash sign. We close quotation marks. We place again the semicolon sig and in the same way now we select the cell of the month, that in this case the D2. We repeat the previous symbol and finally we will choose the cell of the date, that is the E2. We close the parentheses, we press the enter key and we observe how we have joined the date in the format year, month, date. Now to replay for the rest of the data, what we will do is place our cursors in the lower left part of the cell that contains our correct date, and when across papers we double click and automatically begin to generate the dates according to the data of each row, and with this we have finished the transformation process. Now to load the data in bulk, the first thing we will do is to create an SQL extension using the insert command, but this extension will only be a text. Then we apply the command by typing insert into teacher, which is the name of the table. We open parents and place all the attributes that in this case will be first underscore name underscore TEI comp last underscore name underscore TEI comp email underscore T and day underscore contract underscore team comp mail T and day contract T close parentheses, place the word value and open parentheses again between single quotes, place the first value which in this case is Alex, which is the first name of the teacher, place a comma again, open single quotes and place the teacher's last name, which in this case is Johnson, again puts comma and open quotes, as now write the teacher's email, again write comma and between single quotes place the date of recruitment of the teacher in the format year, month, date, and close parentheses. We select the instruction and we send it to runs. Everything is correct, it will be executed. To verify If I insert correctly the data, we will make a select to table teacher B by means of the command select asterisk from teacher, and it show or use the table with the entered data. Since it has passed this test, what we will make will be to invite the table for now if it enters the 1000 registrants. To impart the table, we will use and execute the command truncate table teacher. To verify, we return to make a select, and indeed the table is again empty. We erase the instruction that we are no longer going to use. We place a semicolon and the end of the instruction. Insert, we select it, we copy it, and now we go to the file Excel. Once in the Excel file, what we will do will be to locate use in the cell H2 to again make use of the concat function. We write the same concat and we open parentheses and quotation marks. We pass the instruction insert that we copied a moment ago. We close quotation marks and parentheses and we press enter, and we verify that the formula has been inserted correctly. Now we will replace the test values that we had by the values of the cells of Excel. For this we will place our cells in the formula, and inside the single quotation marks where the text value was entered, we will delete this value. We will open and close double quotes. Inside the double quotes, we will place twice semicolon. And inside the two semicolons, we will place the value of the cell from which we are going to call the data. For this case is the A2. We perform the same process for the rest of the test values, which will be replaced with the new values of the cells that we need, that in this case are the B2, the T2, and G2. We press enter and we verify that the values have been replaced by the data of the Excel. Now to replace this formula for the rest of the data, what we will do is to place our courses in the left inferior part of the cell that contains our correct extension. And when across upper, we double click and automatically the insert instruction will begin to be generated according to the data of each route. Now to make the message load of this data, what we will do is copy the 1000 generate insert instructions. We will return to our SQL jog, pass them there, select them, and send them to execute. This will take some time until all the instructions are executed. If everything is correct, in the result will show use a message that will say 1000 success. Similarly, to check that all the data are loaded, what we do is to make a select to the teacher table. We deploy to the last, and indeed we find that our 1000 records are found, and with this we complete the loading process. Similarly, if you want to check that the data are correct, what we do is take a record and make a small comparison between the data we have in Excel and the data that have been inserted into the database. Thanks guys for your attention. This will be the whole ETL process. See you in a next video.